welcome to Biz Today. I'm Nazareen Ebrahim. It's your weekly dose of everything entrepreneurial. Now, as you know, we get a successful entrepreneur into studio every week, or we talk to someone who's doing something incredible in their particular industry or area of expertise. They could be an entrepreneur, someone who's come up with an idea, an inventor, or someone who's just passionate about being out there, creating something that's particular to their environment or market, but doing it out of a lot of love and passion. Today we have one such person in the studio. It's my great pleasure to interview a dear colleague and friend of mine. I went to university with Ashle, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch her rise and grow through the ranks. So today we talk to Ashle Skaftouros of Kanga Mama. What is that about? Well, it's all coming up. So what is Kanga Mama all about? Is it something you can eat? Is it something you can see? Or is it something you can wear? Well, it's definitely something you can wear. It's beautiful, custom-made African fashion accessories. And we've got the founder and the person who's responsible for all that beautiful creativity in studio, Ashle Skaftouros. I'm very privileged to know her through these years, and I've watched her grow, and now she's just running a fantastic business, which she's going to tell us more about today. Yes. Welcome, Ashle.
Nazareen, thank you so much for having me on your show. Finally, we get to do this.
We have been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
And a long time is a long time. Yeah. What is Kanga Mama?
So basically, the company actually started off as being front-carrying baby wraps. I'm sure you've seen them all over the place with mums 100%. Who like to baby wear, meaning you like to keep your child close all the time, so you're literally wearing your child. And the product that started was one of these front-carrying baby wraps, but then it kind of evolved into something else. We still make the front-carrying baby wraps, and now I've actually done a whole new one. It's new, but it's really beautiful. Yeah. And because of my absolute love, not just for this continent, but the love of African print fabrics, I've now started a whole range on fashion accessories. Head wraps, bow ties, all things cute for little kids.
Yeah.
And another thing that I really enjoy, believe it or not, I remember about 6 years ago, I had a friend who had been staying with us, and she started knitting. And I was like, can you please take those old granny knitting needles and, just take them away from me. I don't want to do anything about that. And now I actually marry the two. So I have yarn, just like the shrug that you see me wearing now, that is made out of 100% organic cotton that is hand dyed, and everything is done here in South Africa. And so I marry the two. It's the yarn and the African print fabric that I make into different accessories and garments as well. Lots of things coming. I have a few in the pipeline. And then hopefully I'll get to show you a few of the products that I have today.
This is absolutely incredible. I mean, through the years I've known you, I've always known you as a free spirit, really interested in exploring different creative kind of ideas and innovating around that. You've started out with the baby wrap.
Yeah.
How was the response to that, and how long did it take you to reach people and to build a kind of following?
Okay, so it actually all started when I was pregnant with my son, who's almost 4 now, and I would be looking at ways that I can do mothering naturally. So I'm really a big advocate for doing things naturally. So even with my hair, for example, I don't relax my hair, I don't blow dry my hair or anything like that. It's all things natural. So I was looking at ways that I could mother naturally, and I came across these YouTube videos where moms were wearing their kids. So I thought, well, let me see if I can make one of these things. And I had never used a sewing machine then in my life.
Yeah.
I was intimidated by the whole process, but I thought, let me give it a go, because I couldn't find a product like that. So what I did was I got a piece of fabric, made one of these baby wraps, and I would wear it. And when I would go, and people would be like, oh my gosh, what the heck is that? They'd be like, I love your t-shirt. And I'm like, well, it's actually a baby wrap. It's not really a t-shirt. And so I got really good response, and my friends would say, you need to sell this thing. You need to sell this thing. You need to sell this thing. And I'd say, well, maybe at some point I'll do it. And then about a year later, I started selling the products.
When was this?
This was in 2004.
Yeah.
My son was born, and then 2003. And then in 2004, I started selling them.
So, wait, hold on. 20?
Because he is turning 4 next year.
So So that was 2013. 2013. Yeah.
What did I say? 2004. 2013, and so I got a really good response. But then I did see that there were other companies that were already in the market doing this as well, and I thought, well, not a lot of people know about it, even though there are companies, even in Durban, that were selling them. But I didn't see them. I didn't see them out there. So I started being a little bit vocal about it, and I would just walk around and talk to people about the product and the value of wearing your baby, not just about the product. So the education around baby wearing, not just here's this thing that you need to have.
You were one step ahead then of your competitors and wasn't afraid that they were playing in that market and may have had bigger market access.
Yeah, they did.
Far more in terms of resource.
Yeah.
You just went out and educated people.
Exactly. So it wasn't just that I had this website and I had these products, but I would actively be engaging people who would come to me in the mall and be like, what is that thing? And then I would explain, but then I would say, this is actually the benefit of using a product like this. So that was the baby wrap, and that's how that started. And just my love for African print fabric led me down the route of making these other products. It was hard in the beginning, especially with social media. I'm not a lover of selfies. I'm not a lover of...
We were just talking about that before getting into the shoot.
Exactly. And I'm not... If you're a mom and you usually at home with your kids, you spend a lot of time with kids, and you'd understand that you're never sitting in front of your phone. So people would try to call me, and
that's right,
they wouldn't get through to me. But now that I've had this business, I have to be on my phone or in front of my computer all the time. So that's been my biggest challenge, is
but that's
engaging.
The amazing thing, right? Is that mothers have this tendency of being able to adapt so quickly, but still manage their lives. And we talk about the work-life balance for mothers, working mothers and women in business especially. And you're a classic example of that, bringing it right down to actually even having time to collect data or content. We were just sitting before the shoot, doing a quick snap chat and doing a Facebook Live video. And I mean, those things take you time and effort and concentration, or concerted effort around what do you want to do in terms of building your brand. Yeah, you're at the point now where your brand is becoming a household name, so to speak. Right now, what is the most exciting thing about being in business for you as a woman in business with a family?
Okay, so woman in business. The municipality, government are really pumping this support woman, support woman, support woman. Yes, we've been hearing the story for a long time, but now it seems like the marriage between government and the private sector is growing stronger, and the private sector actually putting a lot of pressure on government for this to happen. I promise you, in the next year or two, it's going to be phenomenal. So women who are out there who really want to execute some sort of idea or product that they have, they need to do it now, because there's really a lot of support out there for women in the private sector, but support from government, from other, from the private sector as well. So it's been exciting. It's been very challenging because you have to knock on a lot of doors. But my advice would be just to keep knocking, to keep knocking. Another piece of advice I would give to women who are in business is, let's help each other. Let's partner with each other. If you're doing something that goes with the theme or the heart of what somebody else is doing, it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing, but partner with each other. You know, when you're advertising, when you're doing social media, have everybody else also be on your page, or interview them, or if they have certain products, take pictures, put them on, market their websites, their social media on your social media panel as well. So yeah, it's exciting. It's a lot of pressure because traditionally this whole business world has been very male dominated, but with the products that we make with women who have the shopping power, they're the ones doing the spending of the money.
Sure.
So it's good to kind of be in that playful space. So with my products as well, they're very playful, very colorful, very bold. So I enjoy interacting with my product and people. So it's nice to see those two things coming together. And as a mom, it's very hard because I have my kids at home. I have a 3.5-year-old and I have an almost 2-year-old who's very cheeky. And
as she should be.
Yeah, you think I'm hectic, you should see her in action. So it's having to balance that. There's actually no balance. There's no balance because they take up all my time in the day, and then at night I'm doing my business. So they have to outweigh my business. There's just no two ways about it.
But they, of course, impact the decision for you to grow your business.
Yes. So as they grow, then I can grow. But as long as they're little, I can't now decide I'm going to get 5 people and then we're going to mass scale and then produce for H&M, you know. So as a mom with little kids at home, especially if you're a work-at-home mom, I'm telling you, because time goes by so quickly, you don't want to lose the moments that you have with your kids. So I decided, I actually was working 3 days a week out of the house for my business. And recently, now that I've gone back to, you know, doing things the way that I started doing them, I can see why I initially prioritized being at home with my kids. And I don't actually want to go back into that space until they're bigger to realize what's going on. I don't want to grow too fast because I really want to treasure the time that I have with my kids. Money will always be there, it'll always come and it'll always go, but your kids, you'll never get those moments back. So as moms, if you dare to be at home with your kids, or if you dare to work from home, and I'm telling you, it's a big dare because it's really hectic, I would say treasure the time first that you have with your kids, and everything else you can do after hours.
It's so great having you in studio because I'm just learning, I'm absorbing so much from you, your energy, your passion, your enthusiasm, but also the reality of being a woman in business. And you know, also a mother in business, which I'm sure a lot of our viewers are taking away from. If you've just tuned in, you're watching Biz Today with me, Nazareen Ebrahim. We have an amazing female entrepreneur in studio, Ashle Skaftouros of Kanga Mama.
That's it.
That's an incredible name. But after the break, please don't go anywhere. She's going to be doing a tutorial with a head wrap, one of her beautiful head wraps. Stay tuned.